Okay, Lynn and Graham, it was really great of you to ask us to come to your workshop last weekend down here in Sussex. It was really good. What you were talking about is obviously a lot of it is what the old gurus would say. They call it practice in the presence, or practicing who you really were, the light, whatever. But it was great to listen to you in the workshop, because basically you come from a place of talking about neutral space as a non-polarity energy where there's no negative and positive. The way we would put it was probably no mental energy, just pure consciousness, just pure light itself. In other words, there's not a lot going on in the head. You're basically you're talking from the heart. So the workshop was very successful, so I understand. And I could see that anyway. So can you talk a little bit about what you found with neutral space?
Yes, we've really enjoyed doing the workshops for about 6 years now. We've been really focusing on reaching people who can appreciate the difference in a way between what energy does, which is move from positive to negative, and to realise that the energy always flows from one to the other, but actually there is a neutral in the middle. It is in the middle, but we work with it rather than ignoring it, so it helps to give us a deeper understanding of our connectivity and our connection to life. The workshop incorporates lots of different things, ranging from body work, lots of theory and understandings behind what we're working with, and different types of communication as well. So it builds on the neutral through the 3 days that we work with, and gives a really lovely understanding and foundation to appreciate what this neutral is all about.
In that neutral energy, it is a healing energy, isn't it? Basically.
It has potential for unlimited potential, really, because it's almost the field that we are in. Would you like to explain?
The field you're in without the head, you mean?
Yes,
without the head going
right,
on.
the field we're in without the head.
Yeah. And Graham was very, a lot of his conversations with people I noticed were talking about having, you know, no script basically. And you've done this for how many years now? Probably
about 6 years.
Yeah. With you, Graham, did you come to the conclusion together that there was a neutral space, or did you find it individually?
I think we came to it as a conclusion that sort of just developed between the two of us. It's always been there. It's like we just naturally found ourselves there through actually developing the work that we do, which is a simple relaxation process. It just evolved.
Yeah.
We found ourselves there, and over the course of not just the last 6 years, because that's how long we've been training here, but in the last sort of dozen years, we've actually found ourselves in that place of neutral, and now can easily explain it.
Yeah.
But as you said, it's like there is no mental energy, because that process of and mental energy does take energy to do it, your own physical energy. So the relaxed place is where we're at.
So I noticed that when you were working with people, that it was a total relaxation of the body as well as the mind, and you were accessing. Probably not a lot of people are into chakras and energy wheels and the body and so on, but I noticed that you were accessing the physical and the mental and making it relaxed. Is that the right term, Sire?
Yes, I think it is. It's a feeling process.
Yeah.
Many people can actually think they feel,
Yeah.
but that's still a thinking process. So it's really that separation between the two of getting to a place where the mind relaxes, but the body feels what it's like to get into that place.
Yeah. It was really interesting to watch. A lot of the we've done little documentaries on one of the gurus that said in India, a few of them, and they Ramana Maharshi would say extinguish the mind. But what's lovely about what you do, you say just get the neutral space in front of the mind and in front of the physical, then the rest automatically all happens in divine order, or whatever order you want to, if you want to use that word, in divine order. Is that what you, the way you would say it, Lynn? Or?
Yeah, I think the understandings that we share on the workshops that we run are really underpinning the idea that the polarisation of the world, the laws of polarity and everything else are there, but they're there for us to work with. And if we step back far enough to be able to appreciate that, and we're in the neutral field, in the neutral space, in this place that is a feeling place, it's a different place to work from than from the mind. So the mind, if it can be relaxed and coherent, then it can follow through with access to much more potential in life, really.
Yeah.
You're not just working from the dualistic nature or the polarized nature, you're actually working from your own inner nature, which is connected to through this understanding of the neutral. So yeah, it's an amazing place to acknowledge and to allow from, because it gives you the opportunity to connect in with your creativity.
Yeah.
More and more creativity can come forward. We've had lots of experiences where, even just in meetings, we've been sitting around a table and the ideas just keep flowing because you've got access to this unlimited potential, it seems. So yeah, we're very pleased with the way it's working, and sharing it with others is really a joy to do. So
we spoke off camera, Lynn, about how actors and musicians would relax by meditation, natural means, whatever you want to call it. What we spoke about was quite profound, really, because you talked about how once you're in that relaxed space, you don't need recreational drugs, or you don't need booze, or you don't, not that you needn't have it, but it just gives you a place of more creativity, and an honest creativity that's coming really from a universal source through you. Is that
I'd agree with that. It's like an authentic connection to your innate creative self.
Yeah.
So you don't need to find it or seek it. It's there within you. You just have to allow it and acknowledge it.
Yeah. Because a lot of songwriters and musicians write from a place of the depth of them. But most of them seem, not most of them, but a lot of them go through a trauma to get to that place, and then they can write something quite deep. But in this process, they can do that just by practicing the presence of the neutral space.
It's as though when you're aware of the neutral field and what neutral does, it gives you access to all of that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that situations don't occur, because they're life experiences, and we all need those.
Yeah.
And we learn from them. But to come back to a place of centeredness that gives you direct connectivity to your own creativity is that's what we hope for anyone who is wanting to create music or be acting, anything like that, who need that sort of connected place to work from.
Even with teachers, I suppose, or anyone.
Really.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a broad field, but but who wouldn't benefit from being connected to their truest creative self?
Yeah. No, it's great. And how long have you been doing this now?
Well, we started working with various different modalities way back in 2000, and that panned out in many different areas, ranging from various body works to hypnotherapy type work and coaching work. And we've also been doing, I've been doing self-development work with art for many years too, so teaching workshops and helping people to self-develop. So just creating the space and holding the space for that, and that's a gift that comes within this work as well, because once you've learned to do it for yourself with the neutral and the understandings, it gives you the ability to do it with others and to share it with others, either as a facilitator yourself or just by being, which is the gift that you can
I know you're both really passionate about it, and you were talking about taking it on the road to Europe and maybe America and Australia and wherever. I know you go there a lot with your family anyway, to Australia. But it's amazing how simple it may be to most people. Is it that easy, they would probably say, to find that neutral space? And when I watched your workshop, it seemed to be, after 25 minutes of someone on the couch, it was quite incredible, the change in them straight away. It was almost like their eyes were glistening more, and they were coming from that place of they were more listening, basically. There was more intimacy going on with them. Could you comment on that at all?
I think the opportunity to connect in with this relaxed place comes very easily to people once they're being shown the bodywork and they experience the bodywork. It does give them a look of a complete radiance, and it's very quick to do that. And sometimes we take before and after photographs of them so they can see the difference, but we can see it anyway, and it's just lovely to be able to see somebody's own natural, their own radiance shining, and the eyes show it.
Yeah, I could see that.
If people are very stressed, usually their eyes their eyelids are heavy. They can have really red and sore eyes. By the time you've worked with them for a little while, they seem to bounce back and shine. Exactly what you said.
It sort of covers everything, really, doesn't it? Because it covers the Alexander type technique. It covers maybe Reiki. It covers healing and the hands-on healing. So it really covers.
Yeah, it's a holistic approach.
Yeah.
And it's based on an energy model. And it is really it is a compilation, but it's also very much a standalone thing, because it incorporates many things that we've learned and has repackaged them, if you like, into a flowing teaching and a flowing process, and one that people can grasp very simply, because we've really taken it step by step back down to a very, very uncomplex level.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for people to work with and to get. So you can understand it very, very quickly.
Yeah, and there's enough light here now, so you, with what you're doing, is that you don't have to meditate for years and years to get to that place as most people used to.
That's right. Lots of people come on the courses and they say, oh my goodness, in 10 minutes you've got me to where I would normally take an hour to get into in meditation, and I've been meditating for 30 years of my life, and wow, so it's quite astounding sometimes to witness what people experience.
Well, it was lovely to watch, and especially as a man and wife team, there was a lot of sharing and intimacy going on, and I could definitely see the difference in the people there. So the website is called neutralspace.co.uk.
Yes,
That's correct.
And you're obviously on the internet, and have you got a phone number, or it's all on the internet?
It's all on the internet, yes.
Yeah.
Email, contact and phone.
All right. Well, it's great of you to do the interview. It really is, because we've done lots of different interviews and different places of getting to that silence or practice in the presence, as the old monks used to call it. But to bring it into the 20th century, which you two seem to be doing, is fantastic. It's there for everybody now, isn't it? Not just a chosen few that meditate for years, but it's for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I can see the benefit for actors and musicians and the corporate world, and I can see it totally across the board. So it's lovely to meet you, and thanks for doing the interview.
Thank you.